Hi, and welcome to the show. I'm Nancy Guppy, coming to you from the brand new location of Roq La Rue Gallery. Now located at the intersection of Denny and Western Avenue, Roq La Rue has taken over a 2,500 square foot loft that boasts high ceilings, lots of natural light, and plenty of wall and floor space to showcase the gallery's slate of exceptional artists. Currently on exhibit are 3 dynamite solo shows by 3 dynamite painters, Mary Iverson, Tim Kavner, and Jed Dunkerley. Although these paintings share a loose theme of landscape, each artist interprets that concept in their own unique, interesting, and quite beautiful way. Waterfalls, Let My Ghost Linger, and Consumption are up through May 3rd. Hours and location are at roqlarue.com. We've got an excellent lineup for you, including Ai Weiwei at Seattle Art Museum,
Guess that this is goodbye.
music from Juliet,
We've barely spoken.
Rainier Beer. That's the most perfect ad I've ever seen.
and a new documentary on a classic beer. And we'll begin with a visit to the creative world of musician and entrepreneur Michael Lee, aka Mikey Moo.
I'm still kind of getting my standing and figuring out how to be a front person in a band. I've, always played in bands as more of a sideman. The challenge of being a frontman for me is just getting over my nerves, and it's pretty wild, you could rehearse as much as you want and get so comfortable in your practice space, and then there is just something about walking out in front of people and the dynamic changes. I knew I wanted to play music since I was a little kid. Certainly, it started as thinking I just wanted to be a singer and performer, and then I got a guitar. It was just a lousy little gremlin guitar that the fretboard was cut your fingers, Boy, what did they do to you? And at the time I was growing up, Seattle had already exploded into this international scene.
These 5 teenage boys first started playing loud music together 2 years ago when they were all freshmen in high school.
I was in a band when I was a teenager that kind of blew up, and then it turned into all these major label demo deals. So I moved up here in order to fulfill that dream. That whole Seattle scene and explosion, as progressive as a city as it is, did not seem accessible or designed to be for me. And I think that created a lot of conflict because, you want to be inside a club, but you know that you don't get a membership. Yeah. When I was a kid, I was kind of locked into this really closed down world that made you conform. Just the knowledge of knowing that I was queer made it instantly clear that the world was not designed for me to roam freely within. When you spend your life hiding for so long, and then you realize, it doesn't have to be this way. Once you kick that door open, then that is gonna just become a really important part about who you are and how you want to express who you are to other people.
Every day is like an echo in the hall, and I can't listen to it anymore.
I feel like I only really found my footing with music and my comfort with myself in the last 10 years. I've been out for a really long time now, but really leaning into that as part of my identity and the actual music. I'm still kind of figuring that out right now. Like, I don't know what queer music necessarily is in the first place. It's not really a genre. But I feel that it is a pillar of what I'm trying to communicate. Mikey Moo, kind of taken to calling it queer psych pop, and I don't know if that's, trying to come up with words that can best label a sound. I mean, to me, it's pop music, it's psych, it's rock and roll. The lyrics deal with queer matters, but definitely like bringing in different genres for sure, and I like to dance all over wherever I can.
I am drunk on your innocence.
This is the first time I've ever written a full length and been like, okay, this is a statement of sorts.
Here is Mikey Moo's Fresh Idiot on vinyl.
I wrote the record on my own and then workshopped it with some other friends, but now I finally have a band with Scotty and Nikki. So I'm really excited to collaborate and write with them.
It's the first time we played that.
I'm learning that Mikey Moo is not just about me now, it's about trusting the other two in the band. Because they're really, truly two of the best musicians in the town and dear friends. Seattle it's always been about not being a sellout and all that kind of thing, and I feel like the city is wanting for marketing, jingles, those kind of things that like don't take itself so seriously.
I need a VITA morning and night.
Heavy Metal Marching Band is a project that Troy Nelson and I started during the pandemic because everything kind of shut down, there were no more shows.
I need a Vita.
So we were just kind of goofing around, we were making some jingles, and then we did some for St. John's for my bar.
St. John's Takeout. The answer to your prayers is finally here. St. John's Takeout.
The process is really collaborative. Generally, we share a brain, and we have a really, really good time creating this stuff. We're just gonna see where we can take it.
Hey, what are you doing today? Well, I'll tell ya.
I'm gonna walk out to the clock out, baby. They got everything you want and need.
I feel like Seattle's music scene is the coolest it's ever been. People have just gotten so creative with what art is. There's so many new projects and collaborations, so there's just all sorts of music kind of going around all the time, and all sorts of different kind of music. So I'm really excited to see what the next chapter is, and I'm like, wow, Seattle's where it's at.
Thanks, everybody. Good night. We're Mikey Moo. Love ya. Thanks.
Fresh Idiot, Mikey Moo's new release on Kill Room Records, is available on vinyl as well as a digital download. And catch the band's live and free in-store performance at Easy Street Records, happening Saturday, May 3rd at 7 sharp.
Welcome to the Seattle Art Museum. We're in the galleries right now for I Rebel, the art and activism of Ai Weiwei. I'm standing in front of one of Ai Weiwei's most iconic works called Dropping the Han Dynasty Urn. It is a triptych, that is to say 3 images, black and white photographs of him dropping a vase. This is an ancient vase from the Han Dynasty, and you see him letting go of it in the first one. The second one, almost as it's about to hit the floor, and the last image is of it smashing to bits at the bottom. He's against a gray wall, and this image was taken by his younger brother, Ai Dan, testing out, actually, it turns out, a new camera, a Nikon F1, I believe, which could take many shots per second. So in some ways, it was a spontaneous thing. They were just playing around with a new camera, a new toy. But on the other hand, It's also an important aspect of Ai Weiwei's long-standing practice in really disrupting our notions of status quo. In this image and this act, this performance was caused a great stir. It was very shocking for people at the time because, after all, who destroys antiquities like this? You keep them in museums, and they are very valuable, and they are also a relic representing the ancient past of China. So the destruction was just shocking at the time. In fact, we also know it was shocking because to Ai Weiwei himself, because afterwards he writes in his memoir a little note that tells us that he and his brother, after smashing it, actually took pains and took care to sweep up the shards because he didn't want his mother to see this mess that he had made. I thought that was a very funny thing that I had discovered during this research. The other thing that I never knew and also came out when I was reading about this project is that when I visited Ai Weiwei in his home in Portugal, he had a Han Dynasty vase on one of his bookshelves. So these are 3 black and white photographs, but it turns out that the vase is green in color. After so many decades, it never occurred to me to think about the color of the vase, which is actually a deep green.
I Rebel, the art and activism of Ai Weiwei at Seattle Art Museum, runs now through September 7th. Reserve your ticket at seattleartmuseum.org. Rainier Beer, launched in the late 1800s, was a fairly popular brew, but the brand did not take off until the mid-1970s when a series of unique and hilarious commercials put it on the map. Rainier, A Beer Odyssey, the 2024 documentary that tells the story of this hugely successful ad campaign, is currently getting a second round of screenings throughout the Northwest. Here's a preview.
You'll see the big red initial R. Brewed by Rainier Brewery in Seattle.
For many years, advertising was held in contempt.
A wonderful beer.
We began to develop ideas that were contrarian to contemporary beer advertising.
They weren't like ads. They were just like these short films that were just sort of put out into our consciousness.
Rainier Beer.
That's the most perfect ad I've ever seen.
Rainier wants you to know about quality.
They were creating work that became the envy of the community. And the question is, who were these guys?
You have this small boutique agency, 17 people in a warehouse.
Seattle was so young and so naive.
And that was in the depth of that depression that we were in. And it created this opportunity for optimism.
The word I'm looking for, he says, is novel. And the human reaction to novelty is to smile.
When they gave us these commercials, they were really giving us ourselves.
It's not brain surgery, it's only advertising, but you might as well do it well.
Here we are! Action battle!
These Rainier ads were such a fabric of the community.
Beer.
It wasn't like anything else that was on television.
We're all a big team, and this is Mick Rooney saying, sell, sell, sell for Rainier!
Rainier, a beer odyssey, screens at the Bellingham Pickford Film Center on Saturday, May 3rd, and at the historic Everett Theater on Thursday, July 17th. Our musical guest this week is Juliet. Here she is with her bandmates, Jerson Sargosa on bass and Phil Winston on drums, performing Nobody's Fool from the stage of the mighty Sunset Tavern.
Guess that this is goodbye. I can't say my heart is broken. We've barely spoken. One day you're gonna walk by my shadow in the record store. Too bad I couldn't love you more. I've been counting days. I've been making mistakes. I've been counting days since you left me unread. Say it to my face if it was something I said. You like girls who break rules, but really, do you? 'Cause I'm nobody's fool. I raced over behind the eyes and brainstorming 50 different stages, ways that you could fit in. Whoa, come closer, and now the air is thinning, and I'm feeling so embarrassed over hooking up my oxygen. Now I've been counting the days since you left me unread. Say it to my face if it was something I said. You like girls who break rules, but really, do you? 'Cause I'm nobody's Maybe I should change, maybe I should act smaller. Would've made you stay, but you're not a fool either. Someone's gonna rake when I look over my shoulder at the kind of girl you wanted. Yeah, it's no secret. I've been counting the days since you left me unread. Say it to my face if it was something I said. You like girls who break rules, but really, do you? 'Cause I'm nobody's
Catch Juliet live at the Fremont Abbey on Tuesday, April 29th, and watch for her new single, Battery, slated to drop in May. And that's a wrap. Big thanks to Roq La Rue Gallery and founder-owner Kirsten Anderson for hosting us, and a reminder that Waterfalls, Let My Ghost Linger, and Consumption are up through May 3rd. And we're going to leave you with a visual feast of the cherry blossom explosion on the University of Washington campus. Now, it's a short season for cherry blossoms, about 2 weeks, but those 2 weeks are glorious. So enjoy, and we'll see you soon.